speak at all to the cause of what happened? What caused the cardiac arrest? And I think specifically, was it simply the actions that happened on the field, or was there something existing that, made Mr. Hamlin, something that might be susceptible to this happening?
The answer to that is that workup is ongoing, and we do not have definitive answers as to the etiology of the arrest at this time, and that tests will continue to be ongoing as he continues to progress.
Thank you very much.
Hi, Dr. Knight and Dr. Pritz. This is Matt Bove with WKBW in Buffalo, New York. As everybody has also said, thank you for everything that you guys have done. I know you briefly mentioned it to Cameron's question about what the timeline was like, but can you guys go into a little bit more detail or explain how critical those first moments were on the fields to ultimately get him to this point, and what the doctors and the medical staff from the Bills and Bengals were able to accomplish in that period?
Sure. I think it just speaks really to the immediate recognition that there was something significantly and seriously wrong by the Bills medical staff. Team and I speak together. We cannot credit their team enough. There are often, unfortunately, there are injuries occasionally that happen on sports fields, be it football or others. But it is incredibly rare to have something be this serious that happens like that, and to be that quickly recognized. What they did was immediately marshal the emergency action plan, meaning the emergency medicine services. That prompted the airway physician, the emergency physician that was out on the field, to be at his bedside in less than a minute. He had a prompt recognition of loss of pulse, which gave him immediate bystander CPR, which, as many of you know, rarely, if ever, happens. And so the fact that Mr. Hamlin had immediate bystander CPR, in addition to prompt recognition of his arrhythmia, to get defibrillated and then back to the return of circulation very quickly, that speaks to that timeline that you were asking about, to get the return of spontaneous circulation with immediate bystander CPR that was performed well, all meeting the standard of what we would expect in that scenario, is what has led us to be able to discuss these good outcomes today.
I will second that. The Bills training staff who was with him immediately recognized that this was not a run-of-the-mill injury, and that they had a significant event on their hands, and immediately responded and got the emergency response team involved in his care. And really, this went as well as something like this could go under very challenging circumstances. And they did a fantastic job, which is why we're here today.
And understanding how complicated of a situation this ultimately is, would it be fair to say that if things would have taken a few extra minutes or maybe even a few extra seconds, there could have been a different outcome here?
I think that's fair to say.
Yeah. All right. Thank you both for everything that you guys have done and for the time today.
This is John Scott from Spectrum News in Buffalo. You mentioned there are signs of neurological intact. What have been those signs that you have seen from him that give you the reasoning to make that assessment?
We're in the situation where we wanted to allow him to gradually, wake up as the rest of his body was healing. And last night he was able to emerge and follow commands and even ask who had won the game.